Each one of us can build wealth, replace scarcity with abundance, replace average with greatness, replace uncertainty with conviction. Success is there for the taking. Small business owners, entrepreneurs, startups, and the ambitious. Grant Cardone tells you what you have to do to prosper in this new economy. He'll inform you in everything business, finance, and career related. Get ready. Find the knowledge for your success. It's all here.
On your plexiglass, I'm snapping back up on your station. Keep style elevated, you feeling this sensation. You are higher zone, you are the unknown.
Hey, welcome to the Cardone Zone every Tuesday, 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time here from Miami Beach, Florida. Beautiful. Man, it's gorgeous today. I mean, perfect blue skies. Weather's great. No humidity. Maybe just a tad anyway. My name's Grant Cardone. You are in the Cardone Zone. Every week we come here to talk about your business, your career, your finances, your money. By the way, those two things are completely different. Money's one thing. Finances are the other. Cash flow is different than income, and those are the kind of topics that I discuss here so that you can get your money right, your business right, get your career on. I read an article just this morning actually, from the Wall Street Journal, a guy named, we're going to actually have Josh on the show, Josh Zombrun. I think I'm pronouncing his name right. The guy's got an unbelievable resume. He wrote an article about the gender gap that you've been hearing Congress talk about, the baboons in politics. I always call politicians baboons or buffoons. And I'm talking about not just the President of the United States, not just Congress, not just the Senate. I'm talking about politicians from every state. I am so generous with how I degrade politicians because I think they do nothing but get in the way of entrepreneurs and your family and taking care of their money. Josh wrote an article in the Wall Street Journal about the gender gap, the difference between pay between men and women. And he suggests in this article, which I completely agree with, that the real gap is not between men and women. That's not the real issue, even though that is an issue. I think some people say it's 77 cents, some people say it's 81, some people say it's 88 cents. Women get paid 88 cents for every dollar. The real issue, he says, and the one you should be so concerned about, probably the reason I do this show, the real issue is that men's wages have not gone up in 40 years. Now, let's see. We're in 2014. 40 years ago, it'd be 1974. What were you doing in 1974, 1972, 1970? Okay, I was getting ready to get out of high school. I was in my second year. Couldn't get voted for dog catcher in my high school. I was so disliked. A hamburger was probably a quarter. 1972. I don't know. I mean, you probably go to the movie for less than $2. Incomes have not changed in 40 years. Your money, the money you have today the money you make today is no more valuable, maybe even less. Your wages have been flat for 40 years. The U.S. Census Bureau finds median earnings of men working full-time. These aren't slackers. These are full-time, hard at it, pushing and shoving, trying to take care of their families. Full-time work, full-time men working has not changed. It's $49,398. Pick any city in America. You can go from Sioux City to Sacramento. $49,000 doesn't go very far. There's no other upside. You have no money left to save. You have no money to invest. So it's a whole big joke because you listen to these people tell you don't take on debt. Dude, I can't take on debt. I only got $49,000. I got a car. I got a house. I got 2 kids. I got schools. I have Josh Zombrun he's a national economics correspondent with the Wall Street Journal, recently left Bloomberg after a number of years. He covered the Federal Reserve Board and the U.S. economy there. He's a Georgetown University grad, which means he's a much smarter guy than I am. Josh, are you on? Hey, Josh.
Yeah.
Appreciate you being on the show with me. My listeners, Josh, so that you know, are all about, getting their hustle on and trying to figure out how to get their share of the American dream. I really appreciate your time. I got a couple of questions for you because I've read a number of things that you've written. More Americans Work Underground. That was you, right?
Yeah, that was.
Where Rents Go, Inflation Follows.
Yep.
Good. How about Cash is King? Did you write that article?
Yeah.
And Recovery Built on Low-Paying Jobs.
Yes.
So before we get into this whole thing about why men's wages are flat, let me ask you a personal question. What do you know that my average listener needs to know?
Wow, that's a great question.
It's big, isn't it?
Well, I'll tell you that from a personal finance standpoint, the best thing that most people can do is just make sure that they're able to save something with the way they've got their finances set up. For a lot of people, I mean, this was the situation I found myself in for kind of the first few years of my career, is that, I wasn't really making enough money to save anything, if not for the fact that I lived in a group house with a couple of friends. I mean, taking advantage of a situation like that where you can do something to really reduce your expenses. I was paying in that group house less than half of what people paid for their own apartment. And, that was really the only reason I was ever able to save up anything and, eventually own a house and that kind of stuff. And I'd say, looking for those big opportunities to save a chunk of money is the best thing that most people can, that's the simplest thing you can do. I mean, obviously, what career you pick and that kind of thing can be very important, but just about anybody can find a way to save a little bit more than they're doing.
Right. Okay. So you study economics both nationally and internationally. Is that right?
That's correct.
So why are wages not going up in America? What would be the reasons for this?
There's a handful of reasons, but if you want to look at probably the biggest ones, I mean, the probably the single biggest factor is just what's happened internationally. I mean, it's become so easy to take jobs that used to be middle class and fairly well paid jobs in the United States, especially factory, blue collar type jobs, and move them overseas where you can build the exact same equipment, but you can pay a lot less for the labor. It's become really hard to get around the ability of companies to do that, because even when a U.S. company says, well, I'm going to stay here in the U.S. and pay my people more, even when they choose to do that, their competitors who can be international can still easily set up their own factories overseas. And then, when you go to the store, you see two products and one of them's cheaper, and, except for the small number of people who really read the labels to see where that stuff is made, they'll pick the cheaper one. And so even if a company tries to fight against those forces, it's very hard for the cheaper labor to not win out. Yeah,
I mean, when you got wages here that are, $7 or $10 an hour, and maybe in Pakistan or India it's $1.50 or less.
Yeah.
Hard to compete. So what should people do? I mean, other than just try to save money, if a guy was making a move with all your studies about the economy and where it's going, first of all, do you think wages will go up in the next 10 years?
The next 10 years. Well, first of all, I mean, wages do tend to rise a little bit with inflation. So the dollar value of wages will probably go up. But the question of will they rise faster than inflation? That's a much trickier question. One thing that really seems to make a big difference is just the level of education and making sure that the skills you have are really relevant for today's kind of economy. I mean, you don't see high unemployment among people who are science majors. Even people who study science and technology tend to still be doing fairly well, tend to still see rising wages. Health is another industry where it's continued to grow and continued to support pretty good wages. Yeah, and do you get paid good money at the Wall Street Journal? Do they take care of you? Well, it's the newspaper industry is not the industry that you go into to make a fortune. Right. But have you looked at that? Did you do the study to go back 40 years and to see if you're getting paid more money today than a guy that was doing, your same job 40 years ago? That's a good question, and I've actually never. It's funny, but that's something that it never occurred to me to do.
You got to check that. Be selfish, man. Be selfish. You know.
Yeah. That's actually a great idea. I've never thought to look into that.
That would be a great add-on to that article. Where can people follow you on Twitter?
Oh, yeah, I'm on Twitter at Josh Zombrun.
Okay, I want you guys to follow at Josh Zombrun. He's telling you a couple things to do. One, save money. Okay, figure out creative ways to save money. Two, he's telling you your career is going to be the difference maker. I think you would agree with that, right, Josh?
Oh, yeah.
And then I think the other thing I'm hearing you say is that things aren't going to change overnight. All of a sudden, you're not going to wake up tomorrow or a year from now and say, oh, my God, all of a sudden I got a big increase in wages that is much greater than inflation, right?
Yeah. I mean, those kind of the changes that are happening. I mean, some people might get lucky, or you might be at a company that happens to be doing really well. But in general, those trends change very slowly in the economy. So, the slow wage growth we've seen the last few years is it's not going to become fast wage growth overnight.
Josh, I appreciate you being on the show. Hey, folks, follow Josh Zombrun. Zombrun, right, Josh?
That's right.
Okay, sorry about that. He's on Twitter, Josh Zombrun. Also, get your subscription to the Wall Street Journal today. That was one of the things that I did 30 years ago to start understanding finance, economics, the terms, what they mean. This is Grant Cardone. You're in the Cardone Zone. Every week I come to you to talk about your money, your finances, your career. Folks, wages hadn't changed in 40 years. The last time you had a wage increase, you were paying 25 cents for a hamburger. Stay with me. I'm going to tell you exactly what to do about it. Do you have salespeople that can't close the sale, refuse to make those extra calls, and never hit their quotas? If you own or manage a company that depends on sales, pay attention to this offer. My name's Grant Cardone, best-selling author of 4 business books since the economic collapse. I've worked with the top Fortune 100 companies to increase sales production. Look, the reason your salespeople don't close deals and don't make those extra calls and can't hit their quotas is not what you think. I want to provide you with free access to my online sales tool that will coach your people in real time how to handle every sales situation and every sales challenge. Whether your people sell over the phone or in person, my online platform will show your people exactly what they must do to get those extra sales they're missing. Call 800-368-5771. That's 800-368-5771 for your free access to the most successful sales coaching site in the world today. That's 800-368-5771.
Looking for the keys to success? Are you not sure how to break out and move forward in your life? If you are asking these questions, you need a way to take massive action, a way to develop the right attitude, the right approach, every minute of every day. The Grant on the Go 4-book MP3 package is the solution. Included are all 4 of Grant Cardone's best-selling books. Download to one device or to all of them. With over 30 hours of content designed for sales, closing, finance, and career, with special exercises to ensure you know the data. Grant on the Go is narrated by Grant Cardone himself, a personal coach for sales, motivation, negotiations, keeping your pipeline full with no blank space on your calendar. An $800 value. On sale now for $249.99. Order now at grantcardone.com/Grant on the Go. This is a $1 million program. Go to grantcardone.com/Grant on the Go. Be productive, take action, and make the moves that are vital to your success. Order now at grantcardone.com/Grant on the Go today.
Hey, Grant Cardone here in the Cardone Zone. Every week I come to you to talk about your finances, your business, your career, your money. Folks, look, in 1972, best song was Stairway to Heaven by Led Zeppelin. McDonald's burger was 25 cents. They make the best French fries, by the way. 1972 Chevelle was $2,800. A movie ticket. I can't believe a movie ticket was $1.75. I thought it was cheaper than that. I thought I could do a movie. But you see, I do morning movies. I don't think they were doing morning movies back in 1972. They probably couldn't afford to keep the theater open that long. They're probably doing that, what do you call that other kind of movies y'all go to? Adult movies. They probably do those early in the morning. Gasoline. 36 cents a gallon. But you only got 8 miles to the gallon. Milk was $1.33. I think $1.25. My mom probably figured out how to get it for 75 cents. Eggs were 33 cents. Average salary in 1972 was $27,000. What does that translate to today? What would that same money be today? Any of you guys know? I read the email. How much? $400K. $27,000 in 1972, adjusted for what? Inflation. The fact that you're paying $3 for milk now, you're paying $12 to $19 for a movie ticket that was $1.75 40 years ago. Look, your wages haven't changed. The average salary, $27,000 in 1972, is like me making $400,000 in a month. I just dropped that in there. Just wonder how many of you paying attention to me. Did I make $400,000 last month? I don't know. What do you think? Okay, I know this. This is what my man Josh at the Wall Street Journal said. He said, look, the first thing you need to do is save. Now, the first thing I would disagree with that is not the first thing you need to do. Nobody in America has a savings or spending problem, okay? If you're like, man, I got a spending problem, Grant. I got a spending problem. Mike Tyson, I got a spending problem. No, Mikey, you got an income problem, player. And you're like, Grant, Mike Tyson made $600 million in his career and blew it all. He didn't have an income problem. He had a spending problem. No, he's got an income problem now. Okay? You can spend as much as you want as long as you keep creating new income. So what I want to tell you is, look, wages are not going to change. The baboons, the monkeys, the chimpanzees that run this country called politicians, okay? Because they run around, they run up and down a tree, they do nothing, okay? Those people will not improve your condition. For 40 years as an adult, I have watched politicians from both sides do nothing but regulate, overregulate, increase the cost of goods and services without increasing your wages, okay? And that is a political pitch to say, look, they're not going to take care of you. They can't take care of you. What do you need to know? What do you need to do right now? If wages haven't gone up in the last 40 years, do you really believe that suddenly they're going to go up tomorrow? Okay, the U.S. Census Bureau finds that the median earnings of men working full-time, year-round, full-time, every freaking day of the week, you guys are working, you're busting it, you're doing your 8-hour day, and your average income is now $49,398. The average woman's income is $37,791. The last time this happened, Richard Nixon was president of the United States. The federal debt was $435 billion. It's $17 trillion today. The stock market was at 1,000 points. Today it's at 15,000 points. Are you keeping up? Are you paying attention? What are you going to do? Saving is not the thing to do. The first thing you need to do is you need to get in a career or an opportunity where you can make more bank. You got to make more money. The interesting thing, when I was interviewing Josh, I'm like, Josh, did you do the transition of your income back 40 years? He's like, no, I didn't. Folks, you need to get selfish about your money. You need to get selfish about your position. You need to get selfish about your place in your company so that people are like giving you more attention than anyone else in your company, because money follows attention. I don't mean the kind of attention where you're crying like a little baby, like you're whining like a little bitch. I mean, hey, man, you're bringing value to the company. You're doing exceptional things. You're showing up early. You're staying late. You're increasing the value of your brand and your reputation. I want to take a call from Aaron in Pittsburgh. Talk to me, man.
Yes.
Talk to me. What's your question, my man? Appreciate you calling in from Pitts. The Pitts.
What's going on? I'm agreeing with everything you're saying today. And I'm getting ready to get into my own business, actually. I want to start off and,
I like that.
and own it myself.
Come on, man.
I'm an aging young hustler, brother. I'm 33, so I'm out of the category, but I got the fire.
Dude, you almost dead. Jesus died when he was 33, bro.
I think I'll live a little longer than that. But,
all right.
I got the fire and I got the know-how, and I was just hoping you give me some advice on how to transition from a dominating sales job to starting my own gig.
Well, the first thing I'm going to tell you, this is going to be tough, okay? Everybody underestimates the difficulty, the transition between any job you have and becoming your own guy. It's not easy.
Right.
You're going to become the slave and the master of the slave. I mean, you're going to be trapped. You're going to be working more hours, longer hours. You're going to have more fear, more insecurity. But, dude, if you can just stick with it and not quit, it'll be worth it, okay? But you got to pay the price because the marketplace, the economy, it's going to test you to find out if you're for real or not. A lot of people try the economy on. It's like moving to New York or California or Los Angeles. Those cities don't let people in nicely, okay? You go to New York, nobody's going to pay attention to you until you become something big. I mean, you got to make some big noise in that city. Same thing with L.A. Until a city or an economy knows you're completely serious, or an industry in your case, Aaron, because you're going to be moving into an industry, it's got to know you're dead serious, that you're not going to quit. You're not in and out. You're not a quitter. You won't give up. So the transition, I would tell you, bro, you just got to stick with people that can give you inspiration. You got to get around family and friends that will support you 100%. And you got to be ready for a long, hard run. I mean, I hope that helps you. And you need to get some good technology, bro, that can keep your mind focused on money. Aaron, thanks for calling in. This is Grant Cardone. You're in the Cardone Zone. You can tweet your question. Just add @Grant Cardone on Twitter, #Cardone Zone.
Are you one of those people not satisfied with good? If you're at $100 and want to go to $100,000, or if you're at $1 million and want to achieve $10 million, it's time to change your game. When are you going to make the move? If you want more freedom, if you want more choices in your life, then Grant Cardone's MP3 Game Changer package is for you. It's the 10X rule. The Rules of Success and Sell or Be Sold was narrated by Grant Cardone himself. Learn to go from nothing to everything, from being unknown to being known worldwide. Grant wants you to have your freedom and to achieve your highest potential. A $700 value on sale now for $179.99. Grant Cardone came from nothing and is now a multi-millionaire. The information contained in this package got him there. You need the tools, the inspiration, the guidance, and the technique to achieve your potential. Order now at grantcardone.com/game changer. That's grantcardone.com/game changer. Always be moving forward. Find your freedom and your opportunity. Order your Game Changer MP3 package today.
I wanted to basically be able to provide a product where I could coach people before, during, and after the sale. And the mobile is the only thing that allows me to do that, so that Grant Cardone is accessible to the professional salesperson that wants to become that. Close the Sale app guarantees to make you a master negotiator and closer because it handles every situation you will face. Close the Sale app is geared to all professional salespeople, all new salespeople, all veteran and highly experienced salespeople. The most unique feature about this app is the multitude of closes that are designed to fit different personalities and different situations. I am going to give you the words, the tools, and the exact strategy to take, and you're going to fit your personality in that situation, and you're going to close the deal. Hey, welcome back. Grant Cardone, you're in the Cardone Zone. We're talking about wages. They're flat, 40 years. You know, the president doesn't tell you this stuff. The Republicans don't tell you this. John Boehner doesn't tell you, by the way, through half of this time we've had Republicans, half the time we've had Democrats, and your wages have not changed. That's why I'm telling you, these guys can't help you, okay? The wage difference, the spread between the sexes narrowed. I'll be called a sexist for even bringing this up, I'm sure. The sexes, the spread between sexes has narrowed between 1970 and 2000. It has made no progress since 2000, so it just stopped. But the most horrifying part of this is men have had no income gains in 4 decades. You women that have been pulling against men, if you hate a man, you get in your way. And then when you get with the guy, you find out he don't make any dough. And then you got another reason to hate him, 49,000 reasons. Because with 49,000 a year, there's no money left to save. And I'll tell any person that works here in my company, if all I can afford to make sense of to pay you is $50,000, dude, we got to figure out how to get you more money. Okay? We got to figure out how to get you more money. Men's hourly wages in 2012 have dropped from almost $17 an hour to $14 an hour since the late 70s for inflation. Okay? Women's wages have risen from $10 to $12 with the inflationary transition. The Bureau of Labor Statistics tracks how many wives earn more money than their husbands. I think this will interest you. In 1987, only 24% of women, wives, that's what they count as a woman, earned the most in their marriage, only 24%. Today, that number is 38% of all wives earn more money than their husbands. So what do you need to do? Number one, okay, if you're hitting me on Twitter, I'm going to mention a few people right here. This is the first thing you need to do. Number one, understand if you don't take control, nothing's going to change. Okay, this is all in your ballpark, okay? Your economy is your little ballpark. You're the umpire, you're the offense, you're the defense, you're the pitcher, the batter, dude, you're the center field, you're the catcher, you're everything. You got to assume every position in the game. You have to take control. Number two, follow the money. Follow the money. This is an age-old thing in conspiracies. Follow the money. I've been following the money since I was 10 years old. Where's the money? Who's got the money? How do I get the money? Where's the money going? That's what you want to do. Follow the money. Number three, get as close to revenue as you can. Shovita. Get as close to the revenue as you can. The more things you put between you and revenue, that's why banks make so much money. Why do banks make so much money? Why do banks have buildings on every street corner? Because they're close to money. They're close to the money. The closer you can get to the money without a product, the better off you are. Who does that describe? Google or Apple? Google. Google's closer to money with no product in between. Apple has a product to deliver. Watch their stock get hammered over the next 3 or 4 years because they're dealing with this little device that they can't sell cheap enough, can't make cheap enough, so that their margins are going to continue to collapse. So if you can follow the money, number three, get closer to revenue, try to reduce the amount of product between you and the revenue. And number four, you got to learn how to sell. I talk about that every week here. You got to learn how to sell, market, brand, shout, get attention, get people to know you. I want to take Jared from Texas, somewhere in Texas, Shovita. It's a big state. Jared, how you doing?
Hey, Grant, how are you? Thanks
Good.
for taking my call.
You got it, brother. Where in Texas? Shovita wrote that you're from Texas. She doesn't know how big.
You ever been to San Antonio? God bless.
Dude, I love San Antonio. Is that 201? No, 210. 210.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a lot of fans down here. But
oh, thanks, dude. My fans in the 210. Go ahead, man. Hit it.
Yeah, I won't take too much of your time, but I firmly believe that the middle class has branded themselves as slaves in the marketplace, and that's why we see this flat line of minimum wage. Wages in general. They've laid down as a victim and have taken every beating that they've given, and they don't turn. They're turning the cheek too much.
Oh, I'm with you, dude. I'm with you, man. The good book's full of stuff that suggests to you should lay down, like the meek will inherit the earth.
Well, I can't make money being meek. People need to take more action instead of spending more time managing time management. That's just another task.
Oh, my God.
They need to physically move themselves closer to the money and take more responsibility and finding a way to make everything their fault so they have some skin in the game. Right now everyone's managing from the outside, and that's why we see people unhappy with the wages they're making, and they take it. I was in the auto business for a good decade prior to getting into banking, and I made a lot more money than I am doing now because I made, I got what I put in.
Right.
And that fight, that hunger, it just doesn't exist anymore. You don't see it.
Well, you know what? The more people go to sleep, the more guys like you are going to move the ball down the field for yourself and your family.
Well, thanks, Grant.
Jared, thanks for calling in. I appreciate saying, hey, look, you're making yourself a slave of the economy. I couldn't say it better. Some of you like, and you're. This probably doesn't pertain to you because you're listening to the show, but I know people that are such slaves to the economy and to conditions. They've laid down in the middle of a gravel road. They put hook on the back of their shirt. It says, "Insert the hook here, and drag me behind the economic truck." And then I will blame the economy, the president, Congress. I'll blame everybody, anybody. I'll blame big business. I'll blame the 1%ers. Dude, I'll blame anybody and everybody for my problems. Folks, this is what you have to do, okay? Wages are not going anywhere. I promise you. They're flat. And the best they might do is bleep, but more likely they're going to go down because of pressure from competition. It's not going away. You think the Indians and the Chinese don't want to get in the car business and build automobiles? Sure they do. You don't think they want to get in the housing business? Sure they do, okay? Pressure from competition will continue to put pressure on your wages. Number 2, global is not going away. Number 3, there's more people seeking jobs that you want. Number 4, skills are missing across the board in every city and every state in this country. Great skills and great hustle. Number 5, there's way too much average in this country. And average doesn't pay, okay? Some questions that we're getting on Twitter and some people following us. John Razor retweeted that he wants to be a social media expert on a show I'm doing today. Lavanya, biggest tip, know how to sell. James Jarrett, the minute I'm happy with what the economy gives me, I will quit. That's when I quit. James A. Jarrett. Mike Wayne, real Mike Wayne without an A. Move towards the money. Get off your ass and fight. Adam Chalecki, Grant Cardone, give Adam Chalecki a shout. Follow Money in Life and on Twitter. Dude, I'm retweeting you right now, player. Boom. Just did it, okay? We got Danny Durante, David Rodriguez, Mike WYNI, Jeff Flores. I heard you talk about having it all, but there's such a thing as balance when you're on your wealth building stage. No, wrong, my man, okay? Look, there is no such thing as balance, okay? There is no such thing as balance. If you want to party hard, if you want to win with this economy, if you want to not be the effect of flat wages, global economy, competition, you don't want balance. You want pure domination. You want to be on both sides of that swing set, so whether it goes up or whether it goes down, you control the ride. What you need to do today is this. Know for sure wages are flat. They're not going to change. A gold watch in retirement. Your daddy's dreams of golf clubs in Phoenix, in their little retirement home where he could play golf 3 or 4 times a week, those freaking dreams are over. Probably weren't that good anyway. You need to find a company that you can be an entrepreneur with. I got 2 more callers. We want to try to take these? Can't do it, can we? Dude, we're out of time again. Here we are in the Cardone Zone, folks. Stay with me. I'm going to come back and flip out another show here today on social media and how to blow up your brand, your marketing, and your business with social media, and why you need to maybe look at, is there ROI on social media? I can prove to you my company, our sales, our customers, and our awareness in the marketplace are changing because of the same reasons I'm sharing with you on this show. Look, wages are flat. They're not going anyplace. Inflation's going up. The cost of a watermelon and milk and movie tickets are going up. I need more money. I don't need more balance, okay? When my wife goes to the store to buy a bag of groceries for the kids, and I know she's going to Whole Foods, it's going to be $200 or $300, she don't say, hey, Big G, big man, it's $300 for some groceries. I say, baby, I got some balance here. What you mean balance? Yeah, I got balance. Tell him you want to pay with some balance. We're taking some balance off because I ain't got no balance in my checkbook. Okay, this is Grant Cardone. You're in the Cardone Zone. Thanks for showing up today. If you like the show, put your comments in below. If you think I'm a terrible person, put your comments in below. I love them. I love the comments, okay? I love them. And I'd like to hear what you like about the show, what you don't like about the show. You can subscribe and make sure that you get the show right away. Also on Twitter, I'm at Grant Cardone. Thanks for joining today. And hey, if your wages are flat, take control of the marketplace. Be great, by the way. Nothing else pays. Wait and see what I do this year. It's going to be freaking over the top crazy, okay? Show me some love. Come on now. I want to talk to you today about success. What you're learning here will go with you for the rest of your life. You're getting me excited right now. If you're average, you'll hate me.
Being able to live where you want requires that you produce, even when you don't want to.
Every day they're freaking out there. Every day I'm hustling.
Saying, hey man, I want to put my hustle on in the hustle country of the planet, America, the great USA.
Hey, Grant Cardone here, New York Times bestselling author and your friend in sales and in business. That's right, in business. So you want to scream about it? You want to bitch, complain? Go ahead.
This is the worst job market in the history of the United States of America.
The truth is, get back to promise and hope followed up with work. Completely committed, completely dedicated. It's not work, it's a passion. Turn that camera on. Is it loaded? Do you have battery in it? Turn it on and follow me.
It's a Wi-Fi hotspot.
What does that mean, man?
We could Skype. We could do whatever you want. All right.
I can do a video here, man.
Yeah, come on, man.